government discussion, it's like I came to realize that the power that is vested on local government is much because they provide essential services, enforce regulations, foster community development, and they're also responsible for they make laws, law making, they take decisions concerning economic planning, they're in charge. When it comes to infrastructure, like when you want to register your plan, you must go to local government when they are trying to earmark new areas to be developed. Local government is there. When we talk about markets and motor parks, it's local government that is responsible. Generally, that means they are responsible for coordination in every local government, and that's from the grassroots. They're also responsible for markets and motor parks. They're responsible for revenue collection. When it comes to town planning, you find them. House numbering, they are there. Business regulation, they are there. Welfare services, they are there. Public health, they are there. Civil registration, they are there. They are just everywhere. But why is it that the impact is not well felt? In spite of the responsibility that has been delegated to them, they seem to be passive. You see, the drainage are supposed to be managed and controlled by them, yet our drainage is messed up. You see, people go to different local government headquarters to register their building, and when they want to start building, you don't see anybody there to monitor what they are doing, and therefore they build on drainage, they build on waterways, they build on right of ways, creating problems for. So what do you think is a way forward to resolving this issue as regarding local government?
Thank you for that brilliant question. What I would say that there are lots of factors that may be necessary for the point just highlighted by you. One that comes to mind readily is mediocrity.
Okay.
Ask me, who are those people that man our councils? Who are local government chairmen? Are they people who are competent enough? Were they popularly elected by the citizens, or they were selected? Take for instance what happened, yes, I think Saturday, Rivers State, 30th of August 2025. A lot of people have said that what took place was not an election but the selection process. So now when
even in my area, there are no people in the polling unit. There were 4 polling units. Nobody. They just you see a policeman. Nobody is voting. People were just playing. Nobody came out to vote.
On paper, you see that they will bring out names of those who emerge winners. I heard, for instance, that Obiakpo, despite the fact that people did not come out to vote, that but over 300,000 votes were recorded for Obiakpo alone.
No, in my along Bukoro has this down. The polling units were all empty. We were just playing balls. Stayed till like 3 and nobody came to. Everybody was just going about their various businesses, watching.
And answering your question now, what are those that will now emerge? Would they be devoid of external influence or control? Understand me? So we have laws put in place ensuring this good governance that you talked about, the making of laws, ensuring that governance is brought to the people. But however, when the month comes to an end, who makes a decision as to how the resources is being managed or utilized for the people? I don't need to be too specific to give you instances where I've seen corruption play out in local governments. So, but apart from that, I would say that if our local government chairmen are accountable to the people, they are popularly elected, they will do what the constitution says or the law that they seek to promote. But more than not, we have laws that are weak to make people that occupy public office accountable. So they go in there, they do all that they feel like doing. Laws that talked about things that local government can do, things like grading of roads, imposition and collection of taxes, health facilities, like hospitals at the local government center, health facilities. But in most of our local government, they don't have some of these facilities. People still travel miles to the city center to seek for health care. While most of our roads are not graded, are not even tarred, our markets are not maintained. Look at
the drainage system is
look at garbage here and there, so on and so forth. So, and even at the end of the month, but to see huge sums of money collected. The other question I will ask: those money that are collected, where are they going to? Is it into private pockets? Go to our markets, for instance. Go to motor parks.
Yes.
You see taps.
People shade around the road. They pay money to different set of people in the morning and in the evening. Everywhere is messed up, and that's what I'm saying. are they really performing their duty? Is there no checkmate?
I just talked about
Or something on ground to really checkmate what they are
I just
doing?
talked about the willpower. I've said most of them are not devoid of external influence.
Okay.
As we say in common parlance, he that plays the piper dictates the tune. We just made addition to Rivers State, for instance. And if those people that who champion the hem of affairs were not elected by the people, I'm not saying that the ones that happened were not elected,
Okay.
but we're just trying to air popular opinion.
Yeah.
And if at the end of the day they were not popularly employed elected, do you think they were accountable to the people? I do not think so.
So they'll be accountable to the person that brought them
To
in.
their benefactor. So that is one thing that I can actually put my finger on, that maybe we have to rejig our electoral system in ensuring transparency, so that people who find themselves into public offices don't go there for their personal aggrandizement. Rather, they go in there to ensure that they deliver or provide services to the people that they govern. We should make public office unattractive to the extent that it is not, you don't go into public office and come out rich. Barack Obama, for instance, in America, came out poorer than when he entered office as the president of America. He's going to public office to serve the people and not the other way around.
But we've seen situations whereby governors will tell you, maybe ex-governors will tell you that as at the time they were governors, they lost so thing in they lost so amount because they didn't have time to concentrate on their business. I remember the case of Ogun State Governor then, Gbenga Daniels. He said he lost, I can't remember the number of billions he lost in his companies as a result of him serving the people. That means he came out poorer, just as you mentioned in the case of Obama, than he will. Even Bello, the young white lion, who is under EFCC trial, also made similar remark that he even came out poorer. He doesn't know why they are accusing him of such.
Well, they say talk is cheap, but let us match action to words and see whether they actually point toward the same direction. So, and we see most of these governors when they come out, even though we say the EFCC as a watchdog has been politically compromised, more often than not, when they leave power, you hear of charges or allegations against some of these ex-governors running into billions of naira. So I'm not the judiciary to say whether they are corrupt or not, but I do believe and think that some of them are not above board.
Thank you very much for that simple analysis. There's another thing I would like us to look into. The issue that just happened in Edo State, though it has subsided now. You see, when the governor came in, Okwebolo, they suspended the chairman, democratically elected local government chairman. They were suspended, and they said the speaker of each local government should take over the hands of affairs. Thereafter, they went to court. Even I remember the Attorney General then said he does not have such powers to do that. But as we speak, those elected local government chairmen, they are no more. But they will tell you, their councillors, they impeached them. They know that there was nothing as such. What I'm saying now is this: does a governor, you once said that the case that is happening in Rivers State is not supposed to be so, that there is no clear provision in our constitution that gives the president the power to remove the democratically elected governor. Is there a provision that gives rise to the sitting governor to remove a local government chairman that is democratically elected or to suspend? Are there provisions that allows the State House of Assembly to also remove a democratically elected local government chairman, just as we are seeing in the case of Edo? They will tell you, when they came in, they asked them to come and give an account of stewardship, and they didn't come to give stewardship. They gave them they didn't come, they refused to come and give a proper stewardship of how the allocation they receive has been spent and all that. Some billions were missing. You know, we're in politics. We know what is capable, what is happening, and now they succeeded in displaying them and displacing them rather. And there are new persons now which are working with them say they got defected, they are now working with them. Same thing in Osun State. You see an democratically elected local government chairman and councillors, their tenure has not expired, they conducted another election and all that, Supreme Court judgment here and there. So what is the way forward as regarding it? Are there constitutional backup regarding to all this buhaha that we are hearing in Edo and in Osun?
Okay, what I would say is that the fact that a particular governor did it and got away with it doesn't make the process or procedure right.
Okay.
I've said it before, a governor of a state has no right to remove democratically elected local government chairman.
It's not in our constitution. There's no place in our constitution where it is spelled out.
No, it's the person that appoints that can remove. They are not employees of the governor of a state. You cannot fire a man that you did not employ in the first place. Let me put it in simpler terms. Those local government chairmen are employees of the citizens of their local government because they were elected through the ballot box. Okay. So one man cannot come from nowhere and subvert the collective will of the people by removing the local government chairman in the name of suspension or whatever name style. If you feel that a local government chairman is not performing, there are provisions under the laws, most likely laws of that state, for removal. Now, as we have at the national level or state level, we also have the legislative arm of the local government called the council.
Yes.
Councillors.
Yes.
Now, those councillors that can come together because they are also elected representatives of their people.
Yes, they are also employed by their people.
Yes. So if a local government chairman, for instance, is incompetent or guilty of misconduct, as the case may be, then they will go through the normal procedure. Maybe a vote, a resolution is passed, and